What's up, gang? It's Ryan here from Ruck.beer. I am here today to help answer the age-old question of which GORUCK bag should I get. Now, obviously, I have answered that question by getting all of them, but I hope to help you make the decision on which bag or bags is right for your needs. So, lay of the land here. We've got our GORUCK Bullet Ruck. We've got the GORUCK Rucker. This is the 4.0, as well as the long-range Rucker. We've got a GR1. This is the 21 liter in the woodland camo, very beautiful ruck right here. This is our GR2. This is a 40 liter. I also have a GR2 26 liter here on the end, and sadly I actually don't own a GR3, which would round out our display here. But with that said, when looking for which GORUCK bag is right for you, there's really, generally speaking, three case uses for your bag. The first is going to be an everyday carry. I just need a backpack, right? I need to throw books and supplies and everything that I need for the day, whether work or school or whatever. I just need a bag for that. It's your everyday option. Second is the case use of rucking. Obviously, if you're looking into GORUCK, you perhaps know a little bit about their fitness background and the GORUCK challenge. And so you want to add weight into your bag. You want to go out and do hard things and maybe do a GORUCK challenge, or just go out and put miles and do workouts. The third case use for the bags is often travel. All right, so you need to pack up a bunch of stuff and go far away. So we'll look at those three case uses, as well as some of the times that those combined. But to begin with, when it comes to an everyday carry, for me, probably my favorite everyday carry bag is going to be this GORUCK 15 liter Bullet. For me and the amount of stuff that I carry, typically a few books, a laptop, this is really the perfect size ruck for everyday carry. It does have the 210D Cordura, which is really nice. I've grown to really appreciate that material. What this lacks is it does not have a frame sheet in it, so it just bends and folds. And it doesn't have a dedicated laptop compartment, so I find that when that's needed, I simply toss my laptop into this little bag, this little pouch in here, and it works perfectly fine. I would say that most days of my life I'm carrying a 15 liter Bullet around with me. However, a great everyday carry bag is the GR1. GR1 comes in two sizes, 21 liters and 26 liters. Personally, I prefer the 21 liters. 26 liters, it's a little bit taller, and really it just is a bunch of empty space for me. I mostly have books and folders and stuff that usually sits down here at the bottom. What's great about the GR1 for an everyday carry is that it does have a dedicated laptop bag in here, which is really nice on the back. Also, it's got a built-in frame sheet, so it's a little bit more sturdy, a little less flex. This is also great for just comfort, but also protecting the laptop in the case. So everyday carry, I tend to either go with the 21 liter GR1 or the 15 liter Bullet. They're both excellent choices for everyday carry. I will say, if you've got a lot of stuff and you love compartmentalization, the 26 liter GR2 is absolutely amazing. If you need the extra space, if you need the compartmentalization that the GR2 offers, the 26 liter GR2 is hands down the most amazing everyday carry. It's too much space for me. I don't need all the compartmentalization for the handful of things that I carry, so I usually don't grab this bag. But for those of you that have lots of stuff, this is an amazing choice for your everyday carry. When it comes to a bag for rucking specifically, Obviously, GORUCK has built a bag entirely for rucking, and that is the Rucker. All right, the Rucker comes in both 20 and 25 liters. It also has a larger brother here, which is the Rucker Long Range, which is going to come in 37 and 39 liters. For me, when it comes to rucking, I again kind of prefer a smaller bag. I love the 20-liter GORUCK Rucker. The reason is when I'm rucking, I don't usually have a lot of extra gear. I've got my weight, I've got my water, I've got some snacks, and maybe a jacket and a couple other small things. With the larger Rucker, it just feels like wasted space for me. And so I typically go with the smaller one. From a rucking perspective, this is the premier choice for several reasons. One, it's built for working out. As you can see, it's got the 4 handles all over, so it gives you all kinds of options for presses, pulls, all kinds of different swings, ways to use the Ruck for fitness activities. Also, it has the built-in Ruck pouch for the Ruck plate. This is really great for keeping weight high on your back, high and close to your back when you're rucking, which is super important. Again, as I said, I don't like to take lots of stuff with me rucking. If you love to overpack or perhaps are training for one of GORUCK's Tier 1 events like selection or the team event, then something like the long range is probably going to be what you're going to look for. This is basically if the Rucker and the GR2 had a baby, it would look like this. We'll talk in just a little bit about the potential crossover for both rucking and travel with this bag, but again, it's got all the features of the Rucker. It's got the 4 handles, it's got the 210D, it's got the lumbar support, and it does have the dedicated pockets for the weight plates, which is, again, a big benefit for those looking to get into the sport of rucking. So basically, the Rucker is the way to go for rucking. That said, the GR1 is the original Ruck. Like, this was the Ruck that everybody used for rucking, for the GORUCK challenges. They used the GR1. GR1 is a great bag for rucking if you want to grab it. Typically, what people will do is they will use this laptop compartment to store the Ruck plate. I found back in the day when I used this, I needed to get a little yoga pad or something to sit down in the bottom of this pocket so that the plate sat higher. But other than that, it's still a great bag. What it also lacks is additional handles. Back in the day, I used to be anti-handles. It was more of an aesthetic. I also liked the kind of less is more approach. So there are perfectly easy ways to use the one handle and the straps for all the various PT movements that you might do in a GORUCK challenge or just out rucking for fitness. So it's not a make or break, but again, the Rucker is built for fitness. It is built for rucking. The GR1, it's a great choice if you want to go for it, but when it comes to rucking and ruck workouts, I'm going to go with the Rucker. Now, travel, really, depending on how you pack, you could use any of these bags, but hands down, my favorite travel bag is the GORUCK GR2. I love the 40 liter. That's the bigger size. This is the only time out of the Ruck selections that I typically go with the bigger size. The GR2 is great because it's got 2 giant clamshell zipper pockets, all with all this ability to store things in different pockets that are throughout the bag. It does have a dedicated laptop pocket on the back. It's got a frame sheet, not a super stiff one, but just enough to give some rigidity to the bag. And I have packed in the GR2 for trips as long as 10 days, and it has performed well. It's travel compliant. I've always taken it as a carry-on, put it either in the overhead compartment or even at my feet, and it's been fine. Hands down, GR2, favorite travel bag. As I said, I don't have a GR3. I actually don't own one yet. I need to remedy that at some point in my life, but the GR3 is great because it is enormous. It's 45 liters, and it's just one giant open clamshell. So for me, if I were to get a GR3, that would also mean that I'd probably need to get some packing cubes and things like that in order to compartmentalize. And that's why, again, I probably am going to go for the GR2, even over the GR3. But someday I'll get one and let you know if my sentiments change. Now, I've talked about the GR2 and the GR3 that I don't have, but honestly, the GR1, if you go for the larger size and you get the 26 liter, it is also an amazing travel bag. In fact, my wife and I just traveled overseas. We both took a 26 liter GR1. We carried our Heritage Rucks, which are absolutely beautiful. And we carried those for a 10-day trip overseas. Now, where we were staying did have laundry facilities, so we could pack a little bit lighter. But for shorter trips or trips where you don't need to take as much gear, the 26 liter GR1 is a pretty great travel bag if you can pack light enough. Now, that said, not everybody can go and acquire each and every bag for each and every unique situation that life is going to present them with. So when you look and you say, okay, well, I've got some crossover. I want to have an everyday carry, but I also want to have a bag that I can go rucking in. If that's the case, the Rucker, both the original and the long range, and the GR1 are probably going to be your best bets. Now here's how I'm going to caveat this. If you are going out and rucking, you're going to get sweaty. The sweat is going to seep into the bag, and eventually it's going to smell bad. My original GR1 that I did lots of events and lots of training in and also tried to carry both as everyday carry and as travel, it smelled bad. In fact, I had to keep it in the shed for a little while. Now, you can wash it, you can get the funk out, you can get sprays and all that stuff, but it is a reality if you're looking for a bag that is both for rucking and exercise, as well as either everyday carry and travel. I honestly think that that's a really tough sell. Now, from functionality standpoint, the Rucker, the long-range Rucker, and the GR1 are going to be great for both rucking and everyday carry. But you do have to take into consideration that your bag will eventually get sweaty, nasty, and stinky. But from functionality standpoint, these three rucks are going to be great for you. Now, if you're thinking, I am traveling and I want to get some rucking in while I travel, this, I think, is probably where the long-range Rucker is going to come in handy. Again, it's built for rucking. It's got things that are great, like the 4 handles. It's got the comfort of the 210D plus the lumbar support. It's got a place for ruck plates, which you may or may not carry if you want to risk it with TSA. I don't recommend it, but so ruck plate carriers, or the ruck plate pouches, is probably not something you need if you're traveling, because what you're going to do is at the hotel you're going to steal a dumbbell for the day and you're going to toss it in your bag or something like that. I would say if rucking and travel is what you're trying to accomplish, I would much rather suggest that you get a really great travel bag like the GR2 or a 26 liter GR1, and that you buy the new Simple sandbag. Take the Simple sandbag, roll it up, stick it into your ruck, and then instead of wearing your pack out on a ruck, Go find some dirt somewhere, fill up the bag, and just do a sandbag carry. That's my 2 cents if you're only going to have one bag for the solution. Again, with travel and rucking, you're going to enter into that issue of having sweaty, stinky bags. And so that's just kind of up to you if you want to deal with that. If you're looking for one bag to rule them all, you want an everyday carry that you can go out rucking with and go on a long trip, the GR1 is going to be the bag of choice. It is the one bag to rule them all. You can easily go rucking in it, you can pack it out for travel, and it's going to meet every single need that you have for an everyday carry. So that is my take on which bag is right for you. Obviously, as I said earlier, my answer is to just get all of them and use them for their very specific uses. But if you've got any questions, if you want to help think through which bag is right for you, sound off in the comments below this post or this video and we'll get in touch. Until next time.